Hello everybody, and welcome to Finding the Path, a roleplay adventure. Just change our voice here so that everybody can be seen. Okay, let's present our players here. So, we've got Chris DMing. Should recognize Chris from other streams. Again, specifying this is a Pathfinder system. We've got Raz praying, we've got Simon Shippendale, and Gary, aka Ghost Chanter. So, Chris, do you want to do some introductions or such?
Oh, it's your stream, go ahead.
Okay, so everybody to say one thing about themselves as a player and know a bit about their characters. Not much, just a general idea. I'll start first. Name is Chuky, and I'm gonna be playing Dryad. Dryad is a female dwarf, and she's a bell shaman, which is kind of a druid. Anyway, I think that's gonna be all I'm gonna say about my character. You find out more about her during the show. Raz?
Hey guys, shitty mic edition, I know, but bear with me. I want to play Aster, a human ranger. He's going to be very dedicated to hunting things, and that's about it. That's pretty much what the character is, a hunter.
I still don't have a token for your ass.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm gonna give you one of
Just link something, anything, doesn't matter.
those. Sure.
Some tiddlywinks.
Okay. Gary, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I will be playing a cavalier, and his name will be John Hawkward. And basically, the cavalier is it's sort of a knight as such, but they're not sworn to a very strict code. It's more of like a life of ideals as such, and it'll be based on doing hopefully a fair bit of mounted combat with my trusty steed, so to say.
Would you like to say something about your trusty steed?
Yeah, his name's Charlie, and he's a camel.
Okay.
Charlie the bloody camel. Oh,
Charlie is a
wow.
camel.
Charlie the camel. And
It sounds like a troll, but the character's actually a fairly
Oh.
serious person.
last but not least, Simon.
Hello guys, this is your infamous fanfiction writer, Chippendale. I will be playing the male human cleric called Seth Islin. And he's kind of like, more like a battle cleric, if anything else. Not really like my other character in Chuky's other campaign. This one is more soldier-like, but with some spell-like capabilities. And that's probably must say about that for now. We'll find out more later.
Interesting. So, Chris, do you want to give us any description of the world we're in? How do you want to DM this? Basically, do you want to say anything before we start this?
Well, we can just go right into it, actually. You guys are all in Sandpoint, which is a small little, well, not that small, probably with 1,000 odd residents. A town on the western coast of Varsia, I think you pronounce it like that, not quite sure. And you've all come there for the inauguration of the new cathedral. About 5 years ago, the chapel, quite a small chapel that they used to have there, was burned down amidst some mystery. There was also some murders, about a dozen people were killed in fairly horrific ways. They managed to catch the guy who did it. They didn't know why he did it. He went mad, some say, they don't know. He was a guy living on the street. Obviously he lost his mind because of his poor living conditions. And between that and the chapel burning down, which at the time also killed the priest who was looking after the chapel and his daughter, it was quite a rough time for them. So the last 5 years have sort of been a healing for the village. They slowly been building a new cathedral, not just a chapel, but a whole cathedral now. They've spent quite a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort to really make something special. They have a brand new cleric in attendance by the name of Aster. So a young guy who's quite a kind guy, very helpful apparently. But he's not the same as the guy who used to be there, who they've known for many years. But still, it's things are coming right, and for the town, this is now a rebirth, a renewal, if you like, where the town can now finally move on from the terrible things that happened 5 years ago. And all of you are here to see that festival, this opening of the cathedral. So each of you just need to have a reason why you're here. I don't know if you want to perhaps give a reason.
Yeah, as my order is Order of the Sword, I am most likely going to have been here because whichever lord or leader will have been organising the event will be after people, to make sure everything goes all right and stuff like that. And being a cavalier, a relatively well-trained horseback fighter, I would be part of that group that is on station to make sure everything goes smoothly. Not in a position of authority, however, part of it.
Basically, you church muscle.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, it must be strictly known that I am not under the command of the church itself, otherwise that would mean I would be Order of the Star.
Okay, cool. The rest of you guys?
Okay, go next then. I am basically a druid that has been living in the forest with his bear companion, of course. This is how my bear can come. It's a pink bear. If you're looking on stream right now, you should see it. Just show the pink bear. Anyway, I've been living in the forest, you coming to town, taking a job or two at certain points just to keep a living. I've been pretty secluded, and I'm basically here because this is a big event, and I enjoy big social events.
What are you doing with your bear? Because people will probably be quite uncomfortable with it being in town.
Well, I imagine that people have already seen me a couple of times with the bear. If the ceremony is inside, I'm gonna obviously leave my bear outside. But if the ceremony,
it's a baby bear, isn't it? How big is it?
it's size small, so it's not big for the moment.
It's a little cuddly bear. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't really look that
More
threatening.
like a pet.
It's more like a pet, yes, but I consider it my companion.
Yeah, fair enough. The rest of
I'm
you guys?
here. I'm here on something that my tribe calls the Great Hunt, where I leave from home and I'm going to hunt bigger and bigger things up to the point where I hunt the strongest thing on the continent, which I do not know what it is right now. So I'm just going through, looking for new prey to hunt and things to kill, to
So
claim.
right now you're just a tourist.
Technically, yeah. I'm on safari, pretty much.
What's your character's name? I see it's not on
Aster.
20. Aster. Maybe put it in your name title on Roll20.
Sure.
And your health, if you all please, because I don't
10,
have it.
10 HP.
So that just leaves Simon.
Yes, I am currently. I was instructed by my order to escort one of the other clergymen to this new cathedral as protection. We're actually from a couple of towns over, and just basically make sure that he is protected under his visit. He will remain in this village for many weeks. Probably would not be that. I would probably get another assignment from my order in that. Meanwhile, by just basically making sure he's protected during the travels and making sure he comes alive. So.
Okay, no, cool. Well, you're all there as the first day of autumn, which is when they're holding this festival, and it starts shortly after sunup. And as is usual with these sort of things, all the town worthies are there, and 4 of them are going to come up and give you a speech, which most of you will probably be snoozing through. But the first one is given by the town mayor, who introduces herself as Kendra Deverin, which obviously Chucky's character will know somewhat.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
And she's obviously quite excited about the day, and she's got quite upbeat, and welcomes you all there. I'm very happy to see new people in the crowd, because obviously there are people from quite a few villages around. This is quite a big thing in the local area. I mean, this new cathedral is quite impressive. And yeah, she makes a couple of jokes and mentions one of the guys who works all the time, Laz Ravinsky, who's always working, never got time for anything else but working, but he is actually here today, which everyone finds quite funny, and there's a lot of laughter. Everyone's really enjoying themselves. And she then introduces you all to Sheriff Baylor Hemlock, who is the military leader, essentially, or more like police leader, I suppose you could say, of the town. He runs the barracks and looks after the security in town. He's a fairly dour-looking human male belonging to the Shuanti tribe, which is a desert-born tribe, so his ancestors are probably quite a long way from here, up to the north, east. He's wearing a fairly worn breastplate. He's got his long sword on, quite fairly well armored. He has a shaven head, but you know, clearly he's quite a competent guy. He seems alert and on his toes. He thanks the mayor, but he warns everyone not to forget the sad events that brought this all about, and the people that were lost 5 years ago. And he wants you all
Sorry
to
for
join him in
interrupting. Gary, if you're eating, mute your mic, please.
It's making me
Yeah.
hungry. But he asks everyone to join him in a moment of silence just to remember the people they lost because of the fire and the terrible murders. And when he speaks again, he says, you know, we need to remember these things so these events don't repeat themselves. We need to be on guard for this sort of things. These tragedies were terrible, and perhaps we could have avoided them if we were more aware. And understand that there's going to be a bonfire tonight, and we need to be a little bit more cautious. You know, it's fire. We've burnt this place down once before, so everyone just needs to look after themselves. So basically, he's a bit of a downer. He's a real pain in the arse, this guy, honestly. Most of you have probably bought stuff from him, I know. And he then introduces the next worthy of the town, a side Drockus, who's the proprietor of the local theatre. He, of course, is a typical artist who's very upbeat and very on his toes and very happy. He's brightly dressed. He has a very well-groomed goatee, and he's obviously thoroughly enjoying himself. And he winks at the crowd before he starts to talk, and he thanks the sheriff for his uplifting oratory. And he acknowledges that we've been through some hard times, but look at what we've accomplished. And he motions to this magnificent cathedral. It's beautifully built with stone. Saying, you know, we've spared no expense for this place, and Father Xantus, his chamber pot is full of gold. He's a fun guy, interesting guy, you know, artist and all the rest of it. And he mentions that he's putting on a new production coming up shortly, The Harpy Queen, which is premiering tomorrow at the Sandpoint Theatre, and it's absolutely fabulous, and you all have got to be here. But please welcome Father Xantus, who is, you know, the new proprietor of their brand new cathedral. The new Father Xantus is quite a young guy, especially to be, you know, in charge of the whole town. And he wears what you'd recognize to be the traditional robes of the priest of Desna, which is the leading deity in this area. He has a little silver star around his neck, which is her symbol. Certainly the religious folk among you will know exactly who he is, or know something about Desna, who's the Lady of Starlight. And he thanks everybody, a little bit hesitating in his speech. He's obviously not used to being up in front of all these people, which is quite surprising for a priest. But he introduces her, he welcomes you all here and says, look, let's begin the festivities. You're all here to have fun and not listen to a bunch of talking old people talk around. So immediately they start bringing in food. Lots and lots of food. It's coming on to around noon. These guys have been talking for a long time. You're all probably hungry and thirsty. And the inns of the town have laid out all their special foods, and it's all free. So you can eat as much as you like.
Is it an open air event, or is it inside?
It's an open air event. It's out in what is normally the marketplace of the town. So it's a really nice open area. They cleared away all the usual market stalls, and instead they're now laying out tables and tables of food. Really, really nice food.
Excellent. Just checking whether my camel can have something to eat or not, that's all.
Oh yeah, no, it's free. There's food, there's drink. Everyone is very happy. There's an amazing ride of kids, little packs of kids screaming around, up to no good. There's booze to be had, there's food to be had, and it's all on the house. You don't have to hand over a single copper.
I'd like to get like a slab of like any kind of steak that looks well cooked, or even rare is good. I'm gonna give it to my bear to chew on.
Wait, here with his bear, right?
Yeah, again, it's a small cub, just so everybody can get idea. It's a small sized creature, so as I'm a dwarf, it's basically half my size.
Alright, cool.
And just to ask Chris, when you're saying all these locations, are you going strictly off what's on the map, or do you kind of weave in and out of it?
Not strictly, no. You know, whatever is easiest, really.
Yeah. No, I
We're
was
just here to have
just
fun.
going
We're
to
not
ask,
really worried.
where's the cathedral on the map? I think it's just the most important
That's
thing.
where it
to
says
know.
on the map, yeah.
Can you change us in the Roll20 to the map as well? Change the player thing? Or is it not uploaded here?
Well, I can do. It's not really necessary because we're not really going to be wandering around much at this point.
Okay, yeah, but just it's good to have it there.
I'd have to find a copy of it.
No problem.
But unless there's anything specific you want to do, you are going to
Yeah.
eat and drink yourself. To
I
repletion.
want to stack up on food, basically. Like I don't want to make it conspicuous.
The food is not the kind of thing that is going to last, because it's fresh food. It hasn't been
No,
salted.
I get it, but
Christopher,
like
he puts all in his cheeks.
no, I basically want to see like food that could like could last the most from the food on the tables, and I want to pocket a bit again. I'm basically living in the forest, so free food is always means that I don't need to
Well,
hunt.
I mean, the kind of food there is like roast chickens. There's a lobster chowder. There's
Oh,
roasted
man.
venison.
Whoa.
There's a very nice curried
You are
salmon,
selling.
which is actually particularly nice, and it's everyone's favorite.
God, I am hungry now. Sorry, I'm just gonna
The
eat. I'm gonna
spiced
stuff
salmon
my
is
face.
made by a very well-known innkeeper in the area by the name of Amiko Kaijutsu.
Is there any cheese and bread?
She really knows how to create a salmon. No, well, yeah, you can probably find cheese. I'm sure there are.
Okay,
some
I
cheese
pocket
there, and you can
cheese
probably
and
find
bread.
Some of the foods as well. Cheese. Okay.
Sorry, this was somebody in chat in Twitch.
No problem.
Anyway.
Sort of mid-afternoon, you'll see a bunch of arcottles come to the crowd. Everyone hushes, and they're wheeling this enormous covered wagon into the middle of the square. Father Dresner then gets back up on the podium, and he starts to recount the parable of how Dresner first fell to the earth and was nursed back to health by a blind child, and how she was then transformed into a mortal butterfly as reward for her aid. It's a rather long and involved parable, as these religious parables often are, and most of you are probably snoozing, especially if your belly's full. But when he's finished, he gestures quite grandly towards the wagon, and the arcottles, God, I can't speak English, rip back the cover of the wagon, and immediately 1,000 butterflies swarm out of this thing. It's actually quite a sight. I mean, very, very colourful, quite incredible. It's not something you see very often. Because, of course, you know, these butterflies are the symbol of their god, and these butterflies go out in the crowd. It's quite something. The crowd is cheering. You know, this is a good day. I mean, you're full of food, you're full of drink. I mean, the butterflies, the ambiance, the happiness, everything's going really, really well.
Yeah,
Apart from
And then the
certain
Fire
people
Nation
stuffing
attacked.
food into their pockets, but yeah.
yeah. As soon as I see the butterflies, I just half drunkenly stumble over to the camel and just gently put my hands around its mouth. I'm fearing that it might try to eat one of the butterflies.
That looked like you were cupping the camel's balls, mate. But you know,
I'm having a jolly good time. I'm getting drunk. I'm talking loudly. I'm going hugging people and stuff like that. Like I'm being a very obnoxious drunk.
oh my god. Well, you spend the afternoon in a very pleasant days, and then as the sun begins to set, Father Xantus once again takes the podium. He's looking quite tired. He's obviously had quite a day, but there's a big grin across his face.
He's tweed wasted.
Really enjoyed today, and it's entirely possible he's a little bit tipsy as well, actually. And there's this sudden loud crack, almost of thunder. Everyone quiets down. He looks, and you can see these two little rocks in his hands. It's obviously something he's done. And he raises his hand, and then suddenly you hear a shrill scream. A shrill scream. God, I can't speak. The Fire Nation.
A star scream?
No. A shrill scream coming from behind you. Moments later, you hear more screaming and yelling and chanting. You don't really know what's going on, but something's not right.
Can my sober camel relate anything to me?
Can your camel do anything? What, while you're cupping
Yes.
his balls?
No.
It's probably very happy. I don't know about.
It
anything
takes a
else.
massive shit.
No, it's a very well trained animal, and I have a link to it.
No, okay, go on. Sorry.
Well,
I-
you suddenly notice something moving, something making very disturbing noises. It comes rushing up. It's small. It's darkly coloured.
So
You don't really know what it is, and it rushes by
It would disturb
a
the
dog.
camel.
Right, sorry.
Whatever it is, it suddenly leaps onto the dog's head, and you see a flash of something, and the dog's head drops off. There's blood just fountaining out everywhere. This little creature, whatever the hell it is, sort of swings around like a man throwing a shot put and launches the head through the crowd, and it lands on the podium, and you see this blood splurt out all over the good father's vestment.
Might
He's standing there with his mouth hanging open in absolute shock. I want all of you to do spot checks, please.
okay. I was gonna ask, might spellcraft or knowledge nature help me identify what this is?
Possibly.
Okay.
Right now you
called
are
a
standing
murder.
there like a monkey with your mouth hanging open. To what degree we will see once you've done the spot check.
So spot is wisdom.
Spot is wisdom, yes. I just need to figure out where I am in all
Get
of this.
destroyed.
Oh, whoa! First 20 of the day. First 20 of the day.
Wow, okay. And the rest of you
This
guys?
sheep,
Holy shit.
Second
okay.
20 of the day.
Are you guys cheating here? What the hell?
this
So
sheep
using a
doesn't-
script right now?
This sheep doesn't have spot on it.
It doesn't have
Well,
spot, it
yeah.
has
If it's untrained, then you just roll d20 and add your
roll
wisdom.
wisdom bonus.
Yeah, just everything else. Is it? Or would it be called perception, possibly?
Maybe?
No, it's spot. And
Okay.
spot is based on wisdom, so just roll d20 and add your wisdom.
It's the same.
I can only say perception as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, it's fine if you don't have. I suppose it's perception.
Yeah, if it's wisdom based, you can just mine is a 22, by the way. That's the case.
Wow. Okay.
That's a 24. That's
Can my camel roll the spot?
No, you're busy holding its balls. It's very happy. It's not paying
I
attention.
cooked its mouth, not its balls.
No, that looked like balls to me. Who's missing on the spot check here?
Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky.
That's all. I rolled it. I did a
Oh,
7.
you're right.
7.
Oh, okay. Well, all of you actually made it, and you see at least 4 of these little creatures. The one that chopped off the dog's head is now hiding, you see, under a wagon, probably about 20 or so feet from you. There's another one that you see that seems to be screaming at the top of its voice and trying to giggle at the same time and probably choking on its spit. It's extremely excited and clearly having a very good time. It's very toothy, quite moisome. And it's running at full tilt, holding a bottle in its hand with a flaming rag stuffed at the top. And it seems to be heading towards the podium. There's a third one that is managed to clamber up onto a food stall and is busily stuffing its mouth full of smoked fish. And there's a last one who seems to be trying to terrorize a little girl of maybe 5 or 6, and this little girl is desperately trying to get past him, and he's sort of dodging left and right to stop her. Also, really giggling and laughing. They're really having a good time.
Okay,
What do you
maybe
do?
I should like give you my spells first. Maybe.
That could be helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides,
Do I just a private call, a private chat with you?
Just paste them in Skype.
Yeah, I mean like a private chat, a private Skype with you.
yeah, PM.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Again, I would like to ask, would I make a knowledge nature or spellcraft to figure out what these things are?
Spellcraft isn't going to do it.
So knowledge nature.
Yeah, you could do that. Knowledge nature.
Okay, that's something I have. So it's a class that so it's a 1d20. From what you told me, if I put 1 point in it, I get an additional 3.
Yes.
So it's a 1d20 plus 4. It's a 10. I think that's a pass.
You recognize these as goblins. You don't really know a lot about them, but you know them as goblins.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
as I see this happening, I stride over to my camel
I
and I mount it.
I wanna charge the goblin that is going inside with the Molotov in hand. I wanna
That's
charge him
probably
with my
about
bow.
what you're looking at.
Drunkily,
Okay,
I'm
change so
surprised.
everybody can see this.
I stumble up from my chair, look at the goblin going for the little girl, and kind of, aim a drunk arrow at him, and aim and shoot. That's pretty much
Well,
it.
this is probably the goblin going at the. Oh, I can't ping it.
Are we using group initiative? Or are we using...
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's the goblin after the little girl. So you're looking at 5, 10, 15, about 20 feet from me.
It's great. It's well within my reach. So, how do you do initiative?
Yes, roll initiative. Well, this is a surprise round, so you guys can do whatever you like. All the goblins are currently engaged in various activities. So
Yeah.
feel free to go. What do you feel like?
We've already. I mean, I've already declared my action.
And which is the most... Did you say one of them had the Molotov or something?
One of them?
Or all of them?
Sorry, all of them? What? I
Did you
didn't
say
catch it.
did you say one of the goblins had something in particular compared to the rest? Or
Yeah.
am I just seeing
No,
it?
actually, that's actually too far away. It's actually up there. But this one over here, which is quite close to you, is stuffing his face with fish.
I think he's asking the guy that had the flaming rag in a bottle.
Oh, yes. There's one that is hauling, that's the little guy over here. He's hauling ass towards the podium, and he's got a bottle in his hand with a flaming rag in the top.
And
Yeah.
do I have a clear charge from where I am to him or not?
No, oh, Jesus, where's the pointy thing?
4 or 5. Is it 5 foot diagonally?
Hang on, let me change.
I don't know how you want to do this.
But yeah, he's this one over here. You could probably charge him through there, but I mean, if you're mounting your camel first, you're going to be mounting a camel this round, so you ain't going to be doing nothing. By then, he will have probably done what he's trying to do, which is, by the looks of it, hoofer.
I will still be charging that guy with my bear.
Would I be able to mount